Hey, what's up everybody? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and today I am doing review number 8. And I'm going to be reviewing the Jurassic Park, well, trilogy, sort of, with the addition of Jurassic World. So yeah, it'll be kind of a quadrilogy sort. But I'm focusing, for the first part of this review, I'm focusing on, just the trilogy, and then I'll go into the fourth one, because, that's kind of the start of the trilogy, kind of like Star Wars. Um, so, Jurassic Park was very good. I mean, I mean, okay, let me actually, let me go into a little video here, so I can show. Oh, this is not really very good at all. Okay, yeah, that's not what I want. That's not the kind of trailer I want. Let's see. This should be the one I want. Okay, yeah, so this is just a little modern trailer for, Jurassic Park. I guess that one was crap. That video was crappy. As you can see, it's not the original trailer, but it is definitely a trailer. I liked this franchise. I like this franchise. Not like this franchise. It's very, like, thrilling. It's definitely it kind of feels like a thriller, because of the dinosaurs and the fact that they use half CG and half animatronic, well, a few animatronic, but like more and more CG. I mean, the film itself was great. I mean, the acting was pretty good. I love the classic line, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." That was a CGI dinosaur here. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I loved the movie itself. It was just all this stuff in it was just amazing. The characters were good. The music was amazing. I love the music. It didn't really feel like an actual, like, park, obviously. I mean, I love the dinosaur stuff. The like tearing people up, and I mean, it didn't really feel like a park. Obviously, it didn't really feel like someone would come to. But I love how that, like, the eating stuff. The people just like the easily eating dinosaurs eating people, that kind of thing. John Hammond was so great. The fact that they had Samuel L. Jackson was just kind of interesting, because it doesn't really need to happen. And I love the Velociraptors were pretty crazy, terrifying. And it's a cult classic from the early 90s. Actually, this scene actually was taken from a guitar string to get the whole T-Rex movement, and it was a great movie. It really was. But I didn't really give a whole lot, unfortunately. It didn't really show a whole lot. Let's try to see if this works. This might work better. Okay, so yeah, let's go a little this is a better trailer here. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good movie. I mean, they had a great cast. Not many people would recognize, but they had, I mean, the plot was pretty good. The fact that they went straight from right here, when they went straight from dinosaur stuff to the dinosaur stuff, from digging up bones to go into an actual like, quote, park. It wasn't really much of a park. It's just kind of like a place that you can see dinosaurs, real dinosaurs, and of course CGI, and some of them were actually just I'm trying to, like, the T-Rex. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, I love the scene right there. I love the scene that where this happens, where the T-Rex pops up, and it's like when dinosaurs ruled the earth, and there's actually T-Rex right there. That was pretty cool. Like I said, the first one didn't really feel like a park. It didn't really feel that. It didn't really give me that stuff that really felt like a park. Um, it wasn't as good as the other ones. But I liked it. It's a cult classic, and it just makes you go feel like, oh my gosh, this is actually you can actually recreate dinosaurs. You can make it happen. And the classic logo Jurassic Park, that was so great. I kind of like the fact that there's no dinosaurs at all. You can't hardly any dinosaurs at all. A lot of animatronic ones. It had a pretty good script. Okay, sorry, the quality is so bad. Okay, I'll fix that. I can't really say much about this. I mean, the first one was fairly good. A lot of I love the T-Rex scene, the brain with the T-Rex. That was pretty good. It just felt it just felt so thrilling. It really did. It felt like everything's gonna go down in. Okay, that scene right there, the whole flashlight thing, was a terrible idea. And also this guy was an idiot. The characters were great too. I mean, really were. I mean, yeah, I've been I've been wanting to do this review for a while. It's been something I just wanted to do. The whole aspect. I mean, the dangers that people face, getting eaten alive by a dinosaur, the velociraptors attacking people. That classic line, "Clever girl," that was awesome. It was pretty good though. I mean, it was frightening. I mean, expecting dinosaurs to come back and be good people and good creatures are just not really happening. But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I liked it. It was nice and long, and it just it felt like nothing was wrong. And I love the logo dress. I love this. I love the logo itself. It was a great logo. So that's okay. So sorry. So yeah, the first one, it didn't feel like a park. It just kind of felt like a tour, like a tourist attraction kind of place you could go around and just see like, quote, see dinosaurs. It definitely felt like a movie that is classic, and it just felt, if it was a good movie. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I liked the scenes that they made, and I made the fact that they made dinosaurs look real. But you know, it just kind of felt bland because for a first movie anyway. I mean, it was not bad. It was okay. I mean, it was okay. I mean, it didn't spark me. I mean, I like it. It's a classic, the first one. It just like I mean, I don't know. I mean, I recently saw them. Oh, I had a marathon of them, and well, they were pretty good. I mean, they did pretty well. Like the first one did really well. It was good. It was a really good movie. It's classic. I love the classic theme. It was just amazing. See anything else I could think of about this film, about the first one? I love the casting. I love the characters. I love the fact that I love the relationship between Alan Grant and Tim Murphy. I mean, or both of them, Lex and Tim Murphy. They were. I like how he starts out by just not liking kids at all, and then he starts growing on them because the dinosaurs attacking them. He has to protect them, and I felt that was really like I liked how that went from like, oh, here's kids I don't like, I can't believe I have to deal with these, to, oh my gosh, the dinosaurs are going to eat us if we don't you know, figure out a way to survive. And he has to like he has to force himself to just grow attached to the kids, and actually like kids, you know. It was, I mean, I had some, you know, had a good lawyer, had Ian Malcolm, which was very great because he's kind of funny. I love the classic dinosaur roar. That was so great. The rain scene was great. The being eaten alive was a little weird, disturbing. But it was pretty good. It was really good. So yeah, and it was very sad that the end of the movie that when Tom was looking at his little cane or whatever with the little um, dinosaur or the mosquito for dinosaur DNA, that it was never going to happen because of one stupid little guy, stupid fat guy, decides, or Dennis Nedry or whatever Dennis Nedry or whatever his name is, decides to steal dinosaur embryos and kind of make the park horrible, and to the point where they had to leave, and it just, you kind of feel sad about that, because this whole park, this whole place that, or they can make dinosaurs live again, is just, it feels sad, because it was a very good movie. It had a lot of great aspects. So for the second one, let's see, maybe I'll have to do this. Okay, so here, let's try this. Okay. I guess this will do. It just felt like the camera was shaky in this one. So yeah, for the Lost World Jurassic Park, also known as Jurassic Park 2, it was longer. It felt like it definitely was one of the longest movies, because there's like two acts. It's like it felt like it's like 3 acts. Like one where they came to the Site B Island. The second one where they had to work together with the rival team. The third where they accidentally had to, like brought the T-Rex and the kid to the baby T-Rex to the city, and it just felt like a big arc and just felt really large. Kind of like, I like InGen. It really felt like science and all this stuff. It just kind of, it makes me, yeah. I think one of the more disgusting scenes that I found from this movie, from the second movie, was the guy in the hat and the beard, the kind of that paleontologist guy, in the cave, when he's in the cave along with Ian Malcolm's daughter and girlfriend / wife or whatever. And there's a snake that gets on him, and he runs into the cave, and there's a T-Rex right outside the cave trying to get in, and he ends up eating the guy, and the crunching, and then the blood just pouring. It's disgusting. But what do you expect from a dinosaur movie? I like how Richard Attenborough, whatever his name is, reprised his role as John Hammond for a second time. That was great. I didn't even. I like how it was like Site B, kind of feels scientific. It definitely felt interesting. It was a very long movie. I just felt it was a bit too long. It was a very good movie. It felt more kind of thrillerish, kind of like, it felt more, I guess, dark. It kind of felt more I don't know, like bloody or something. There's like a couple of deaths in this movie. Like the fact that they have to work together with this rival team is great. Like they sent, like, yeah, you get Jeff Goldblum back as Ian Malcolm. He looks old, obviously older because he's made 4 years after the first one. But the fact that, like, he has a daughter. He mentions he's a family, but he has like one daughter, and I guess a girlfriend. Yeah, I guess he has either his ex-girlfriend or his girl. I can't even know. They kind of seem to be exes, or they don't really seem. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I like how he goes on a mission to rescue his, I guess, girlfriend. Yeah, by John Hammond. And that was great. It felt really amazing. It felt long. I didn't like it as much as as any other ones. I mean, it was good, but I felt like it was okay. This scene right here, I didn't really like this scene where they were capturing the dinosaurs, because I felt it was kind of like it was nerve-wracking, thrilling. It was just kind of, I wasn't a fan of the scene where they capture the dinosaurs. I just feel like they're gonna attack, the dinosaurs are gonna attack everyone, and when the dinosaurs fight back, that was great. This scene right here, where's the scene? Yeah, that scene where this scene right here, where he ends up getting eaten alive. You can't see it, but he gets eaten alive by little dinosaurs. I don't know what they're called. He gets eaten alive by them, and that's just disgusting, because you can see blood and everything. And the Velociraptors are crazy monsters, and they just it didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just felt like a movie about people who go to an island with dinosaurs that happen to have come from the park, from Isla Nublar, or whatever you call it. The T-Rex chases were great. The T-Rex itself was just wow, like crazy. Yeah, it was a sequel. I mean, it was kind of weird. It was weirdly named. I mean, they could have just called it Jurassic Park 2 instead of The Lost World Jurassic Park. I mean, I get the reason why they call it out Lost World, because it's a lost world. It's this the Isla Sorna is like this. It's like a different. It's like an island that where they have dinosaurs that didn't even know about existed on it, and it didn't even realize anything. And it didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just kind of felt like a movie about dinosaurs on a different island than the first one, where they have the rescue people, and it's all the same kind of plot. Dinosaurs eat people, and they run away screaming, and it's just like, yeah. I mean, there's not really much about the second one. I mean, I like the relationship. I like I kind of felt it was weird because it's different from the first one. It really is. It felt like a different movie. It was longer than the first movie. Definitely, it just felt so long. It felt like it kept going on forever. I mean, it was a good movie, but I didn't like it as much as I didn't like it as much as the first one. I didn't really. It just felt boring and not as fun, and not like amazing. I mean, it was a decent movie, but it was not the best movie of the Jurassic Park franchise. It just wasn't. I just didn't feel like it sparked my interest as much as the first one. But not bad. Not a bad movie, obviously. It just didn't do as. I didn't feel like it was as good as the first one, because of all the thrilling and the Tyrannosaurus eating like two people. It was just like, it was just gory and disgusting. And I mean, like I said before, not a bad movie, but it definitely was not the best. Because you got a lot more dinosaurs in it. A lot more. The fact that you have to work with the rival team, and the fact that they have like this idea, or one of the characters had the idea of making a park, like a huge park play. I want that to happen. I mean, it just felt so amazing. Like, wow. I wonder how that would work out if that actually happened. The whole park thing. There's a scene where this guy, this kind of German, or whatever his name is. What was the accent? It was this guy with the glasses. You probably recognize him if you saw the clip. But it was when Ian Malcolm and his team were freeing. It's the area where they're freeing the dinosaurs. They were trapped by the other team, and the guy who was like on camera filming this little like invention of his about a park that could have happened. I just felt it was really amazing. It was like, it kind of felt ancient, kind of like, I don't know, tiki kind of sort of thing in a way, kind of like a tribish, like native. I don't know. It just felt like it felt really kind of, I don't know, odd or ancient, interesting, kind of like a place where people could go to, see everything. But yeah, I mean, the second one, not a bad movie. It just, I felt, didn't do as well as the first one in terms of like, it just felt boring, and it wasn't a piece of crap. It wasn't. It was a good movie, but they just didn't do it didn't do. Like I said before, it wasn't a good. It wasn't as good as the first one. I wish they'd have just made it more feel like more like the first one. I like that they brought back John Hammond and Ian Malcolm, but that was about it. It didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just felt like like I said before, a movie where about dinosaurs on an island, chasing people. That was kind of it. That's kind of the point of it. But yeah. So for Jurassic Park 3, which is already named because the second one wasn't even called Jurassic Park 2. But I kind of like, I kind of find it interesting how they use the claw marks. So I'm gonna play this trailer. For Jurassic Park 3, the first movie of the new millennia / century or whatever. You see you see Alan Grant, or Sam Neill reprising his role as Alan Grant, and it's played by by an very odd couple who, he's done with it. The whole idea is he's done with the events of Jurassic Park. He doesn't want anything to do with them, and they convince him with money to come to the same island as featured in the second movie. Obviously, different part of the island. Not the same area, but the same part of the island, and rescue rescue their son, who's been trapped there for about 8 weeks. I like how it has Ellie in there, Ellie Sattler. Pretty good cast. It didn't. Like I said before, like I said for the second movie, it didn't really feel like a Jurassic Park movie. But they did mention some stuff from the first one. They do show some stuff right here. They kind of show parts of like little hints from the first movie, which was pretty good. I like how you can understand you can see how the velociraptors communicate with each other. That was pretty nifty. That was really cool. And in fact, I also like the fact that Alan Grant. I think it was Ben, the character Ben in this. He 3D prints a velociraptor kind of call toy thingy. So you can and then I like how Alan Grant was able to blow into the I guess music device or whatever, and play a velociraptor noise or whatever. It was really crazily awesome. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a great movie. I mean, it really was. It does take me back to this scene right here. That kind of takes me back to the first movie where Alan Grant and the two kids are in a field in a field with dinosaurs running around. That kind of reminds me of the first one. It was better. It was a lot better than the first one, than the second one, and the first one. It didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It felt like it felt kind of like going I like how they brought back Sam Neill, but it didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just kind of felt like a kind of like the second movie. Where they had to go to the island, back to another part of the two islands, and they go back to the site B. And do an expedition there for rescuing someone, and it was a good movie, but they could have done better. It's crazy how Ben becomes a thief. He takes his eggs. I felt like, I'm not even sure if the raptors are CG or animatronic. I'm guessing they were probably animatronic, but it felt like they were one step ahead and using a lot more CG this time. They used a lot of CG in the first one, but you could see that there was obviously CG. They used a lot more than the first one. The first one, the only CG they had was was some of the running stuff, and including the first scene where you see the dinosaurs. That was CG, but I felt like this one used a lot more CG. Obviously, there's the different dinosaur for the logo here. I don't know why it's called Jurassic Park 3 with Roman numeral, because I wish they had named the second one Jurassic Park 2 or something, or that, like, Jurassic Park 2 Lost World or something. That would have been nice. I mean, it was a good movie. It was. Just seeing the bits of it. It felt like a movie franchise that did really well. The third one, you know, it was not a bad movie. It really wasn't. I just thought they would have done better at it. It felt kind of like, you know, it felt, it didn't, I liked it. I did like it. It definitely kind of felt, definitely nodded to the first one. You know, it was about as long as, it felt, I mean, it was shorter than the first two. It was about an hour, a little more than an hour and a half. It was short. It was shorter. It's the same idea, but I mean, I like how they definitely reference stuff from the first one. They do a lot of referencing, and that was great. I like how they referenced stuff more than the second one. I mean, yeah, there was a part in the second one where Nick, the character Nick, goes to a place and he finds a Jurassic Park wallpaper with the things from the first movie or whatever, which really felt ancient. Kind of brought you back. The third movie, a lot more CG. It was very interesting, more and more depth to the Velociraptor, the nature of the Velociraptors. And like how Alan Grant's very interested in raptors. He wants to know about how they work, or how they communicate, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's for the third one. So before I can go on to the fourth one, rating wise, I'd say the first one 7 out of 10, because it wasn't like, because it felt more like a tourist, like a place where you could just see dinosaurs. The second one, because it didn't feel, because I didn't like it as much, I'm gonna give it a I don't know, I'd say a 4 out of 10, because of it not being as good. I felt it wasn't as good. The third one, I'd give it a 8 out of 10, because it did a lot of referencing, kind of nodding to the first movie. Like I said, like the second one, it didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie, but it definitely was good. The character of Paul Kirby, that was pretty cool. That he had a good job. He was very cool. William H. Macy, he's a great actor. It has some good characters in it. Good actors in it. So it was crazy. It was really crazy. You actually get the first time you see the pterodactyls or whatever, or I don't know what you'd call them. But yeah, I'd give it a 8 out of 10. Like I said, I think I said before, because it was pretty awesome. So for this one, now I couldn't actually find an image of all 4 of them. I mean, this review is supposed to be, this review show is supposed to be kind of on trilogies or independent movies, but there's only a few I guess quadrilogies out there that include like more than like a 4th movie. It's okay to have this. So for the 4th movie, Jurassic World, it was very, very well done. It was better than the first 3, a lot better. Way more CGI in this one, way more. You know, there's only one scene where they have animatronic dinosaurs, and that was where Chris Pratt's character Owen is looking at the long necked dinosaurs, or I think it was the Brontosauruses, the punch eaters, the long necks. That way where we're seeing it was really breathing slowly, and eventually dying. and then he's like, it's killing for sport. I mean, those were actually animatronics, the only animatronics they actually had. So I'm gonna go to the Jurassic World trailer, because it was. I originally saw it though. It was very very good. So yeah, this movie was better. Obviously, it was very very good. It had a good casting. I mean, the Ty Simpkins who plays I can't remember his name, but the kid, the little sibling, he played what was his name? Ah, crap, I can't remember the name. The little kid, or the kind of sort of a little bit like kind of like young kid, the young boy in Iron Man 3, Harley. There you go, Harley. I'm not just realized it. Harley. He played Harley in Iron Man 3. This movie was way better than the first three. Way better. It felt more like a park. It felt like more like an actual like place people would visit. I mean, it had the same. It had everything. The same everything. It was fantastic. It was one of the best. It was one of the better Jurassic Park movies. Well, it's called Jurassic World, but it's in the Jurassic Park franchise. It was really really good. I mean, I loved it so much. I mean, it's not one of those things. I mean, yeah, it's about as long as the first two, but it was amazing. I mean, I kind of felt like they had a lot of product placement, like a lot. They had like Starbucks and Ben and Jerry's and all this crazy product placements in movies, but it was one of the best Jurassic Park movies I've seen. It really was. It was better than the first three, I have to say. It was so good. I mean, they had really good casting. Like, okay, this is another scene, the kind of thing where I was talking about of the dinosaur. This is totally CGI. You know, you had Chris Pratt, who plays Peter Quill slash Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a Marvel movie, and also the next one too. And Bryce Dallas Howard, who played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3. Ty Skippins, also obviously he plays Harley in Iron Man 3. That Indian guy might pop up in here. He was in the Amazing Spider-Man 3. No, sorry, Spider-Man 2. No, the second. Yeah, this the second one. It was the first one. I was thinking it was the first one. Yeah, it was the first one. It was first Amazing Spider-Man. It had great casting. It had Vincent, whatever his last name is, he plays Wilson Fisk in Marvel's Daredevil series on Netflix, which is really great. It had a really great casting. The visuals were amazing. It felt so amazing. It really felt like it felt like a real park. It felt like an actual place people actually want to go to see dinosaurs, not just the first one. But it was really really well done. The visuals were amazing. The cinematography was, I mean, like the cinematics were great. It definitely felt darker than the previous three. But it was very very well done. They brought back one character from the first one, and that was B.D. Wong as Henry Wu, who was the guy who was talking about he's one of the main scientists. From the first one, he's the guy who's they bred raptors. It was fantastic. It really was. I mean, this whole scene. The script was so. The script. I mean, I don't really pay attention to scripts. I don't really care. I don't really see the difference between a bad script and a good script. But I thought what the lines that they said were pretty good. Were very very well done. This was one of the better. Jurassic movies that I've seen. Because I did a marathon. I love this line. Depends on what kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab. That was one great line. It really was. Um, Also, one thing noticed, I like how June 12th the release date for the movie was actually they made a Lego compilation a video game called Lego Jurassic World. It combines all three of them. Um, or sorry, all four because of release of Jurassic World. They actually mention they do reference the old park because the idea is that Jurassic World is a youth park that has been like built over the old Jurassic Park on Isla Nub or Isla I don't know Nubar yeah Nubar I think. um, I mean, there was a scene where Ty Simpson's character and his older brother, I can't remember the actor name. Um, they go to this like door and they find the old park with like a car and the goggle thing or the kind of like head goggle thing that that Tim Murphy was wearing to stop for stupidly wearing. I love that. I love this thing, the gyroscope. That was really cool. I wish I could be in that kind of thing. Um, that this was thrilling. This whole scene was thrilling. I think my favorite part of this movie was the battle between the T-Rex and the battle between the T-Rex or the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Dominus Rex because because the Indominus Rex is part raptor, part Rex, which was fantastic. It's really thrilling. It definitely felt amazing. It felt really crazy. I love this logo. Oh, sorry, I can't really see that very well. It's the same kind of logo as Jurassic Park, except replacing World Park. Much brighter. It was by far one of the best Jurassic Park movies I've seen. And they're making a sequel, which eventually I'll review when it comes out. If this, I don't know. I'm only doing ones that where they have it for. If I'm doing for franchises that have like at least 4 in them, that it's like it has to be the one that's not coming out yet. If it's a one they've just announced, I'm not gonna review it because I can't really review it. Just trilogies or quadrilogies that are already out. This was very, very well done. I loved it. It felt more like a park. The music was so great. It was thrilling. It was not as bloody as the second one, at least. That was a very bloody one. But it was fantastic. It really was. The acting was great. The casting was so great. Yeah, the casting was amazing. It was just a good movie. It really was. It's like one of those movies. It's not like the second one where I didn't like which one I didn't actually like as much, and it felt boring and kind of like it's not gonna end. This one it didn't feel boring. It felt like I wanted to just continue watching it, and then and when it ended, it ended. So one of those movies where I just loved the movie. I want to keep seeing it and excited for every minute of it. A funny thing is, it's called Jurassic World, but it's called a park. If you see that sheet down here, you can't really see it on the video or the camera. But right here says the park is open on the movie poster. But it's called Jurassic World, which I found was really great. And I like how the first time ever they have a underwater dinosaur. That was so great, eating a shark. It was, like I said before, it was by far one of the greatest Jurassic Park movies I've seen. I went to see it in the theater. It was totally worth it because of how great it was. I like how I like the Dinosaur Rex. It's more terrifying dinosaur. According to the movie, it's not actually a dinosaur. But like I said before, it was a great movie. It was really, really good. So yeah, so for this one, I'd rate it. I'd give it a. Yeah, I'd say 10 out of 10 because it was such a great movie and I love it and it was fantastic. I loved it. It was great. It was just everything about it was amazing. Amazing visuals, amazing music, amazing. Okay, script. I didn't really pay attention to the script, but some great lines. The acting was pretty good. But it was a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. Um, so yeah, that's all I can say for Jurassic World and the other three, because I've already said all I can say for the other three. So yeah, that's all I can say for this episode. And so yeah, so that thank you for watching this week's episode I reviewed. Um, yeah, I'll see you next time for the next episode. Um, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Because of this series. If you want, like this video, then comment if you like it. Be great. So yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.